Hi, welcome back, or welcome if you're new. Today's video is a little restorative practice. So you'll want a bolster if you have one. Don't worry if you don't though. You can use some cushions or pillows and maybe a blanket to create your own version. And then when you're ready, pop something warm and comfortable on and join me on the mat. Great. So when you're ready, we'll just come to a comfortable seated position. Feel free to sit on the edges of blocks or blankets, kneel if it's better. Just find a way that you can sit up nice and tall. And we'll lower the gaze or close the eyes. Spend some time drawing the awareness in. And just notice how you're feeling within yourself. Without judgment or expectation. Try not to give it a positive or a negative. Just notice how you're feeling and accept it for as it is in this moment. Let the awareness settle onto the breath and follow the flow of breath in and out of the body. Noticing the center rising and falling with each breath. The inhale, it expands. The exhale, it settles. And paying particular attention to the exhale. Without force, see if you can make that exhale a little bit longer than the inhale. Throughout the practice, as we're in poses, return to this breath, seeing if you can make the exhale just a little longer. When we exhale, our heart rate decreases, and as we inhale, our heart rate increases. That's the natural flow in the body. So when we pay particular attention to the exhale, we help to draw ourselves into that calmer state. Through the poses, just pay particular attention to your exhale. No force, just awareness. We're going to move into a gentle Sufi grind. So as you inhale, bring the ribcage forward, over to the right, and then exhale, draw it back and over to the left. The inhale comes forwards, right, exhale back and left. As if you're drawing a big circle with your rib cage. Find that flow all through the spine. Great. We'll go in the opposite direction. Lovely. And then we'll come back to center. Great. We're going to come to kneeling with our bolster. So if you grab your bolster or your cushions, rolled up blankets, whatever you've got, and we're just going to sit onto our bolster, knees either side. Great. Bringing yourself up nice and tall. And we're going to move through some spinal flexors here. So hands resting on the legs. We'll inhale, lift the gaze, lift the chest. Exhale, chin to chest, round the back. We're inhaling, lift and lengthen, open through the heart center. Exhale, round the back. Think about opening through the back of the heart center. We often talk about the heart center being at the front of the body. We think about chest openers, but actually it goes right the way through from front to back. So as we move through these spinal flexors, when we open through the shoulder blades, open through the upper back, we're also finding space in that heart center. Great, we'll just do one more. Lovely. And then coming back to center, we're going to slide the bolster out in front and then knees wide in a wide-legged ancestral worship, and bring yourself down to lie on your bolster. So if that feels a little bit too low, you can always pop any blocks, bricks, books are a good substitute as well, underneath the bolster to help bring it up a little higher. We'll take one more breath here. And nice and slowly bringing yourself back up. We're going to turn the bolster around so that it's at the top of the mat. Great. So we're going to bring ourselves forward and come to lie on our fronts with our chest resting on the bolster. I'm just going to slide mine back a bit. Great. So you can decide here how much of a back bend you want. So the closer the bolster is in towards the body, the bigger the back bend. The further away it is, the lower the back bend. So see how your back feels today. With this practice, it's not about getting into the most extreme shapes. It's about finding a place where you can really settle into the pose and focus more on the breath. So once you're there, have a little play around with the feet. Sometimes it can really help having the feet a bit wider. Sometimes you prefer having the feet a bit closer together. Generally, if there's a bit of tension in the lower back, take the feet a bit wider. Great. Hands can rest just out in front, or they can rest on the side of the bolsters. And just tune in again to that breath. This is a good point to think again about that extended exhale. At any point, if you want to adjust and make the back bend a little bigger or a little lower, then do. We'll just take one more breath here. Great. And hands down onto the mat in front of the bolster. Press through the hands. And bring the hands up onto your bolster. We'll sit back to the heels. Lower the chest towards the mat. Hands can stay resting on the bolster for that shoulder stretch, or if you prefer, bring the hands down to the mat. Lovely. Then bringing yourself up to kneeling, we're going to come into a side stretch. So again, we want the bolster lengthways on the mat. And we're going to bring ourselves down so that our right hip is on the mat. So we're rolling onto our right side. And the bolster wants to be at waist height. So that bit between your hip and your rib cage, that's where you want to bring the bolster into. Then we're going to just lie ourselves across that bolster. Again, wriggle as much as you need to. Often with practices like this, it's the getting into the pose. There's lots of wriggling and finding your way into it. And then you can relax into it. Great. So our right knee can stay bent, left leg lengthened away, or you can lengthen both legs away, maybe staggering the legs a little bit if you prefer. But really just finding whatever way feels best for you with those. And then our right hand stretching away along the mat. Head comes to rest on the top of that right arm. Left hand resting on the bolster. If that's uncomfortable on the neck or it feels like too far down for the head, you can always pop the head in the hand instead. At any point as well, if this is feeling nice and comfortable, and you want to increase it, you can bring that left arm all the way up and over, and that should find an extra stretch through the left side of the body. We'll take one more breath here. Great. Then left hand on the bolster, right hand on the mat. Slowly bring yourself up. Great. Draw the knees in. We're going to go on the other side. So swap the bolster over or just spin yourself round. And we're coming to lie with our left hip on the mat. So rolling onto your left side. Right, again, have a good wriggle. Left knee could be bent or lengthened away. Great. We're sliding that left hand away, head coming to rest on the arm or resting on the hand. Right hand either staying where it is or coming all the way up and over. We'll just take one more breath here. Great. And then pop the hand onto the bolster, left hand onto the mat to bring yourself up. Wonderful. Then our last pose, we're going to turn the bolster around so that it's lengthways on the mat and bolster up to the base of the spine. We're going to come into a reclining cobbler, soles of the feet together, pop the hands down either side of the bolster to lower yourself back. You can always pop the hand under the head to help support the head down to the bolster. Once you're there, hands can be out to the sides or resting on your center. Now, if that feels too far to go down, like we did before, you can always add extra things to help prop the bolster up a little higher. So things like a meditation cushion under the end, creating that slope of the bolster. You can use your bricks and place bricks underneath the bolster to create that little bit of lift so you're not taking so much of a lean back. So just find what suits you and how far you want to take that lean back today. Also, if you like, you can use the bricks underneath the knees to support the knees, or you can pop some cushions under the knees so that they're not floating in midair. Great, then when you're ready, just settling yourself into that pose. draw the awareness back to the breath. Finding space in the breath, and with particular awareness to your exhale. If you like, spending some more time here, but if this is all you have time for today, we'll place the hands underneath the head to bring the chin up towards the chest, and then hands down by the sides. Bring yourself up to sitting. Great. So fully bringing yourself back into the room. Give everything a little wriggle if you need to. And thank you for joining me. I hope you feel nice and relaxed after that practice. Do leave me a comment, let me know how you got on. And please do subscribe, I really appreciate it. I will see you here again soon. Om Shanti.